Let's get one thing straight. Fear isn't just a feeling in trading. It's practically a business partner. The kind that shows up late, spills coffee on your charts, and still demands 50% of your profits. You don't invite it. It doesn't contribute to the strategy, but boy, does it love to micromanage your every move. But today, we are flipping the script. This isn't about becoming a soulless algorithm in a human skin. It's about becoming emotionally intelligent. Because in trading, if you don't manage your fear will manage your trades like it's auditioning for reality shows called Who Wants to Wreck This Account? We are diving into the research, unpacking expert insights, and giving you actual tools that work in the wild world of trading. So, if you have ever stared at your screen like it was a horror movie and the red candles were the killer, this one is for you. Let's rewind the tape. Fear in trading isn't a bug, it's a future. Jesse Livermore, the guy who basically invented mood swings on Wall Street 100 years ago, said it best. Market runs on greed, fear, hope, and the occasional delusion. Back then, traders didn't have heart monitors or cognitive bias flowcharts. They had whiskey, wild guesses, and the hard-earned wisdom that fear is as level to portfolio as setting your stop loss to never. Then came the 1980s and 90s when psychology finally got invited to the trading floor. Mark Douglas and Eric Keefe walked in like therapists to the casino telling traders, hey, maybe the problem isn't your setup. Maybe it's the emotional meltdown every time a candle turns red. By the 2000s, we had actual science backing up what Livermore screamed into his pillow during margin calls. Behavioral finance was born, proving that humans aren't rational. They are just very predictable in how irrational they are. And now, in 2025, we have got traders wearing heart rate monitors like emotional Fitbits, trying to spot a panic attack before it hits the buy button. Here's where it gets juicy. One study tracked 80 days traders measuring their emotions like scientists studying caffeinated squirrels. The result? The more emotional the trader, the worse their performance. Turns out, crying into your keyboard doesn't improve your profit and loss. Fear distorts risk like carnival mirror. You start seeing danger in every chart pattern and end up treating clean setup like it's a booby trap. This is how you miss winner and babysit losers like they owe you rent. And yet, wait for it. Emotions aren't all bad. A 2023 study found that if your heart rate spikes before you make a decision, you might actually perform better. Like your gut is saying, I have seen this horror film before and I know when to duck. So, fear isn't your enemy. Panic is. The trick is catching the emotion on the front end before it jumps into the driver's seat, floors the gas, and crashes your account into a wall of regret. Be honest. What's the weirdest thing you have done out of fear during trade? Ever canceled a perfectly good setup because Mercury was in retrograde? Drop your most irrational trading moment in the comments so we can all feel better together. Enter the trading psychologists. Yes, that's a real job title. Mark Douglas, the original fear whisperer, said if you truly accept your risk, there is nothing to be afraid of. Like jumping into a cold water on purpose. You might shiver, but at least you won't drown in denial. Dr. Brett Steenbarger comes in like a trading coach who also moonlights as a Zen monk. His advice? Adjust your environment, your posture, and your perspective. Scale down your trades until they are less scary than a kitten video. Breathe like you are meditating, not hyperventilating, and reframe your losses as a tuition, not a trauma. Then, there is Denise Shull. She doesn't want you to fight your emotions. She wants you to date them, get to know them, Ask, why are you here? Did I invite you or you just crashing my trade? Her take? Emotion is data. Sometimes fear is your gut saying, don't do it. Other times, it's your childhood trauma dressed as a bearish engulfing candle. Bottom line, these experts aren't trying to turn you into a robot. They want you to trade like a human with boundaries, backup plans, and the emotional maturity not to click market order just because your palms are sweaty. Let's get real. One trader froze after a brutal loss. Every setup felt like stepping on a landmine. His coach told him to trade tiny, like micro lot toy soldier tiny. Suddenly, he wasn't scared anymore. Turns out, it's hard to fear a loss smaller than your coffee budget. At one prop firm, they make traders meditate before the opening bell. Why? Because 10 minutes of silence beats 5 hours of inner screaming. And guess what? The traders who meditated made fewer dumb moves. They still lost sometimes, but at least they didn't rage quit and sell everything for spite. And don't sleep on tools, stop losses, demo accounts, journals. These are not optional accessories. They are like airbags in a high-speed car chase. You don't plan to crash, but if you do, you want a cushion. Okay, I have to ask, what's your pre-trade ritual? Deep breathing? Screaming into a pillow? Making a deal with your cat? Share your weirdest, most effective fear-fighting routine below. No judgment unless it involves whispering to your RSI. Let's bust some myths. Like a trader busts a funded account after bragging on Twitter. First myth, great traders are fearless. Wrong. They are scared all the time. They have just made peace with that little voice in their head that says, we are all gonna die. They nod politely and trade their plane anyway. Second myth, you can will fear away. Unless you're a wizard, no. Fear isn't a stray thought. It's a fully body reaction. Trying to suppress it is like holding in a sneeze during a live trade. It's gonna come out somewhere and it won't be pretty. Third myth, more information mean less fear. Actually, it often means more analysis, more confusion, and more paralysis. You don't need more news, just better filters. At some point, you've got to trust your age, not your 19th browser tab. And the retail trader myth? That we are all banana brain gambler YOLOing into meme stocks? Reality check, most retail traders are more scared than greedy. We are not thrill seekers, we are loss avoiders with trust issues. Alright, spill it. What's the dumbest thing fear ever made you do in a trade? Cancel a perfect setup because the candle look mean? Or hedge a position with prayer and snacks? Drop in the comments and let's laugh through the trauma together. Here's the big picture. Fear, totally normal. If you are not feeling it, check your pulse or your position size. Fear before trade, that might be intuition. Fear after the trade, that usually regret. Dressed in panic's clothing. And yes, you can train for this. Just like you train a dog not to eat your shoes. You can train your brain not to freak out every time the market blinks. The goal is never no fear. The goal is no fear. And don't let it grab the mic. The best traders aren't fearless. They are fluent. Fluent in risk. Fluent in discomfort. Fluent in shutting up their own inner drama long enough to let the plan do its job. So next time fear show up uninvited, don't slam the door. Just say, hey, you can ride in the back, but I'm driving. And that's wrap on today's episode, How to Trade Without Letting Your Inner Drama Queen Blow Up Your Account. If you made this far without hiding under your desk or lighting smudge around your trading setup, congrats, you're already doing better than most. Now, if this episode gave you even one moment of clarity or at least made you feel slightly less alone in your fear-fueled spirals, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. It's completely free, unlike that emotionally expensive scalp trade you did last Tuesday. Feel like sharing this with a fellow trader who stares at red candle like they are a personal insult? Do it! Spread the healing. Send it to someone whose idea of risk management is crying and clicking market order. And hey, if you enjoyed the ride and want to toss a little appreciation my way, hit that thanks button. It's like a digital high five, except I don't get germs and you don't have to make eye contact. If you want to get full agent status, you can buy me coffee because let's be honest, it's either caffeine or cortisol keeping the shows going. Or, for the true believer, check out the Patreon. We have got totally made up tiers like microlot supporter, where I emotionally hate your self-doubt, full-time trader, part-time therapist, include a monthly reminder that fear is not your boss, and stop loss whisperer, which unlock my secret technique for yelling at your chart with slightly better posture. Whether you are here for the lesson or just to feel a little like trading gremlin in a candlelit cave, I'm glad we did this together. See you in the next episode or in the comment section where we emotionally debrief like beautiful wrecks we are.